Welcome back to another episode of the Halfway Up Podcast, and I call it Halfway Up because you're never finished rising. Today I got a very, very, very special guest.
My brother.
Very special guest. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself in a minute, but before he do, I got to give him his flowers first. I got to give him his flowers because, as y'all know, I live in New York City. I've been here for like 5 years now. And when you come from a city that you're from to a new place, one of the hardest things that nobody really tell you about is making friends. Finding a new community. It's difficult. It's not to say that I ain't meet people that was kind of cool, you know, maybe some people I could have a drink with or something like that, but would I call them my friend? I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. And the 5 years that I've been here, I met a lot of people, and I realized very quickly that you can't call everybody your friend. But this guy right here, from day one, and that's some shit that niggas be saying sometimes, like these my day ones, but I met him as a man. We met each other as men. We don't have the sandbox story together. Since day one that I met him, it's always been about respect. That's the quickest way to win, like, my loyalty as a friend. It's all about respect, right? It's always been about respect. He's always been patient with learning this new business with me. We're coming up in this business together, to be honest with you. I've helped him. He's helped me. He's always been a trustworthy person for me, somebody that I could go to and I could talk to and trust with the things that I can share with him. He's a hard worker, always been focused, always been diligent. He loves love. He loves family. He loves honor. He loves integrity. All the things that you could beautifully describe a human being as. This man represents all of those things. I'm honored to call him my friend. I want to see him do well. I want to do anything I can do to see him prosper. And without further ado, I'm going to just allow him to introduce himself, man.
Amen. Amen.
Was that all right?
Amen. That was the best intro of all time. Thank you.
Sure.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Honor, integrity always.
Yeah.
I don't make new friends.
Yeah.
So like everybody watching that know me personally. So it's an honor to be on your show.
For sure.
Chief, aka the Big Zo.
The Big Zo.
Because nobody rep Haiti like me. And if they say they do, they lying.
Mm-hmm.
But I still love them because I support everything Haitian. You can also catch me on the Each One Teach One podcast.
Yeah. I'm
my
happy
brother.
to have you here, bro.
I'm ecstatic to be here.
Yeah. Bro, like I had to give you your flowers first because the older that we get, friendship just means so much, bro. And it becomes something that's harder to define. It's harder to really say, because to me, I don't know about everybody else, but if I say you my friend, we family.
Same.
To me, there is no distinction. It's not like, oh, that's my family, they're my friends. To me, it's one and the same. Like if I call you my friend, that means I trust you to a great deal.
My brother.
I would do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're my brother, I would do anything for you.
Same.
If there's a resource that I have and you need, I will willingly give that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got to give you your flowers for just being a good person. You was a good person before I met you, obviously. And that's what I got to thank you for just having it within yourself to, you know, have your own character development and your own discipline and your own progress to make sure that you're not only a good person for me, but you're a good person to your fiance. You're a good person to all the other people that you call family. And I gotta thank you for that, bro. Got to give you your flowers for that, bro. Sure.
I really appreciate it, but I don't want the halfway up viewers to get it confused. Like I match energy, right? Yeah. So, you know, my first time in the studio was with you when I filmed my first.
That was your very first time?
My first time was with you. The Just Aura episode. Shout out to my man Just.
The first one.
That was the first time I ever stepped foot in this building.
Damn.
It was you and it was the shop manager. It was T.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
It was my first time ever coming here. And the way I was treated. When I left here, I called my girlfriend at the time. She ain't my girlfriend no more though.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I'm never going back to another podcast studio. She was like, it was like that. I said, my love, they treated me like I was like lit already. And then when I go to the WTF Instagram, it's, you know, like, oh shit, this celebrities go here. For sure. So maybe I can't afford it, or maybe I won't be treated like my dollar is valuable. And every time I've come here, man, I came in here confident and left feeling like a king. And that's because of you and the way that you treat us here. And then the relationship we've built out of the podcast.
For sure.
Is like something a lot of people don't get. The version of Chief you got is the family version. Because you could talk to 100 different people about me and they'll get 100 different answers.
Yeah.
I'm like 100 different people. Real talk. The wolf, the chief that Wolf knows is not the chief that person X might know.
Nah, I get what you
I
mean.
deal with people very different. I match energy to a T.
Yeah.
To a T. You know what I mean? Shout out to T too.
Yeah, shout out to T for real.
But I thank you for the flowers, my brother. And I'm so happy to be on your show, man.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
Bro. And I see you got the Haitian flag around the neck.
I mean, you know that. You know that. This is my new look for the summer.
Yeah, it's a good
my Haitian
look.
flag and my gold chain.
Yeah.
And my wife too, because everywhere I go, she go. The Chiefs are buy one, get one. We're buy one, get one.
We're gonna get into that.
Yes, sir. Sure. But it's gonna be the look for the summer, you know, the Haitian flag around the neck. Cause if you the big Zo, you got a rep. Always.
I pointed out the Haitian flag because one thing, so being from Texas, there really isn't it's not a heavy Caribbean influence there, right? So I noticed that I kept running into people in New York and I kept catching a vibe with them. And I'd just be like, damn, this person mad cool, you know? Yeah. And then I would always find out later that they was Haitian. All the time, you know? And it's not like I'm going out of my way to like try to piece this together. You know how people be like, oh, what's your zodiac? It's like, oh, it makes sense. Like, nah, not like that. Like, it just will happen to be that everybody who was proud to be Haitian,
yes, sir,
I would find out that they were Haitian afterward and then was like, oh, wow. So I just started to understand that Haitian people, it's something about the blood of Haitian people, the way y'all was taught, the way I was brought up, the core values that y'all share, something I mesh with y'all like heavy. And I just want to get from your perspective, like, what do you think that's about? Like, am I bugging? Is there something happening with that? Or am I just getting lucky?
Nah, you ain't getting lucky. You know, we all know that energy is real. You know what I mean? The universe, energy, God, whatever, like vibrations, right? Mm-hmm. It's a real thing. So the energy you give off is infectious and magnetic. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna, people who are like honorable people with integrity are gonna gravitate to people that are like-minded. You know what I mean? You're not someone that is being loved from Haitian people because you're a bad person, because Haitian people are great people. We're prideful people. Mm-hmm. We believe in integrity. We believe in honor. We believe in love, and we believe in family. So I'm happy that you linking up with a lot of Zoes, because the Zo culture is very different. You know, shout out to all the other countries, the Caribbeans. I'm at Labor Day too, right? I used to go to Labor Day, turn up. I like all types of food, but like my country, the country I wear on my neck, the country I wear with pride, like the values and the morals and everything that like my parents like instilled in me, like it's just different, man. So if I say all that to say this, if the Haitians are gravitating to you, bro, it's because of the person that you are.
Yeah.
Because as much as they'll love you, they can hate you the same way too. Right. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, like you, if a Haitian shows you genuine love, like genuine love, bro.
Yeah.
And you not only take it for granted, but you take advantage of it. It's the quicker that they give you a hug is the quicker that'll walk right past you. Mm. You're talking to somebody that has like family I haven't spoken to in 2 decades.
Damn, bro. You be quick to cut a bitch off. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I ain't learned one thing about you, you be stiff arming these hoes for real.
Amen. Quick. Amen, bro. Amen. Because like when you try to live righteous and you try to be a good person and people not only abuse it, but they take it for granted.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when people take advantage of good people.
Of good people, bro.
Yeah.
And like
then the people who with real mental illness is like, you taking advantage of good people? Like, the fuck wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, bro? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And your character from when we met, even like professionally, right? Yeah. So we met professionally, but our relationship became personal.
For sure.
Like, it's personal. Like, Wolf, that's my man. Mm-hmm. Like, what's good?
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what up? Like, I'm with whatever.
I'm gonna call this up.
You know, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously that life is not a life that is like glorified or something, but at the end of the day, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Not only am I a man, I'm a Haitian man.
Yeah.
That's very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
I don't steal.
Yeah.
We do not steal. In my culture, the worst thing you could be is a thief. Mm. You can have a righteous kill, but you can't be a righteous thief.
Wow. That's powerful.
I do not steal.
Kill, but you can't be a thief.
You can't be a righteous thief.
Yeah.
And now people gonna do some antics like, what if your family's hungry, all that? I'll find a way to feed my family.
Bro, I feel the same way, bro. Okay, so, and again, niggas gonna do some antics. Niggas, it's the internet. You know, internet. We can't please them anyway. But a lot of time, especially in hip hop culture, there's this narrative of like, I had to feed my family and I had no other choice. You know what I mean? The lights was off. going to school wasn't keeping the lights on, all these different things. And you'll hear a narrative of like somebody turning to drugs or somebody turning into whatever aspect of the street life, right? Because it's not just drugs and shit like that. And every time I hear, bro, first of all, I'm not here to judge nobody. So I don't know what it's like being you. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
There's that. But at the same time, I always think to myself, but don't God exist though?
Mm.
And I'm not perfect. I'm not fucking perfect.
Same.
I fell and fall short in a lot of ways, but it's just certain things I can't see myself doing because I feel like there's got to be another way. Like when a woman will say, and this is not to like, bully women or anything like that, but like a woman will say, well, I had to do this to put food on the table. It's like, was that the only way though? Was it the only way though? Like maybe you had to eat Franks and beans for a day or two, you know what I mean? Maybe you had to eat ramen for a couple of days, but it's like, was it worth selling your morals? You know what I mean? Was it worth compromising your morals? Was it worth compromising your integrity? Like, I don't know if it was.
It's always another way, man.
I don't know if it was.
I'm happy you said it though, to each its own. I'm not you. Whatever works for you. And only God could judge, but there's always another way.
But it's like, what about God though? Like sometimes I don't think we really it's like we acknowledge the presence of God, but I don't know if we really take a moment to live in it when we need it the most, like
that's deep.
God is, we pray to God, right? We believe God created everything. We believe God can create peace. We believe God can create beautiful things. So like in the moments where your back is truly up against the wall, where is that acknowledgement at? And I know that we fall short sometimes. So, but that's when you need to remember the most that like, hey, yo, the same God that did all that other good shit that happened to you, that's just, you're not in the season of that right now. He's that same God.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But there comes times, right, where you have to live in your faith.
That's what I mean.
That's very like, because, I went to private school, like my upbringing, my whole life. Went to private school. We started the day with saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Before lunch, we said the Our Father. Before we went home, we said the Hail Mary. And when I was leaving that school, you know what I was leaving to go do? Fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in a private school and we did all that other stuff, but was I living in my faith? I was saying the prayers because I had to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I had to say the Our Father every day from pre-K to 8th grade, every day. But I wasn't living in my faith. I was going to church with my mom every Sunday, but I wasn't practicing. I was never going against the Bible or nothing. I wasn't a hard criminal or, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't living in my faith. Today, sitting here with you, I could tell you I'm living in my faith. Like I pray
for sure.
I pray when I wake up. Me and my lady pray before we eat. We pray before we go to sleep. And we try to live in our faith. Try to be good people. Try to like live through scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I perfect? Nah, absolutely not.
But I'm striving.
I'm striving. And I think that's where the misses and the disconnect is, right? My back is against the wall and I forget that God is real. I just do whatever I got to do to survive. What happened to your faith? You know what I mean? You a believer of God, G-O-D, or are you a believer with your faith? It's easy to believe in something, but do you have faith? I believe in podcasting, but I also have faith in my podcast. That's how I know I'm a win. Belief is nothing without faith. Nothing. Like, I'm podcasting right now. I'm on halfway up. I'm hype, but I believe in Wolf. I have faith in Wolf. That's how I know this episode going to be a classic. I have faith.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Faith. You got to have faith. God is always going to be here. Your faith is going to come. It's going to go. I lose my job. I lose my faith.
Yeah, that's one thing that, speaking of faith, like the last couple of days, bro, I've been dealing with like crazy anxiety, like crazy, bro. And like my anxiety has pushed me to a place where I just had to, it pushed me. It's funny how sometimes fear and things that challenge you in life can push you to where you need to be. Sometimes being backed into a corner is, you need to be there. You know what I mean? And like my anxiety has pushed me back into a corner where I'm like, listen, bro, if the worst is going to happen, which is not, you know what I mean? But if the worst is going to happen, it's just going to happen. But like, that's where my fear of anxiety has pushed me in a corner to a place where I have to like come face to face with what is it that I actually believe, At the end of the day, I actually believe that nothing is going to happen to me. And even if something does happen to me, I got to trust God through that too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like somewhere in the Bible, I got to memorize these scriptures at some point, but somewhere in the Bible it says, hold on, it was just on the tip of my tongue. dang, I say this all the time. I forgot this verse. Hold on, give me a second. I'll edit this out. The Bible verse is, lean not to your own understanding and trust in all the ways that I do. And that's a tough scripture, right? Because there's a lot of things that be going on in life that I don't understand. You know what I mean? But the command, the order from God is, doesn't matter.
You ain't supposed to.
You're not supposed to. That's not for you. Just trust that it's going to work out. You know what I mean? And so again, just going back into the topic of people feeling pressure to do things out of fear. You know what I mean? It's like you can always lean on God, which is what God is asking you to do anyway. Like, let me be your wall. Let me be your rock. Let me be the thing that helps you, keeps you centered in your gravity. Let me be that for you. Like when it's no options, come to me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You consistent as hell though, because you gave me that same advice and you probably forgot, but there was a while back, maybe I'd say like October or later, October of 2023. And I was podcasting and I was telling you like, yo, I'm about to quit my job with nothing. You know, I just proposed to my lady. I'm about to just quit, bro. It ain't for me. I don't feel fulfilled. And you told me something that not only resonated with me, but it's still on my gram. You were like, dude, when you remove yourself, you open up room for new things to come into your life.
Come on now. Who said that?
You said that. Yeah, you gave me that game, bro. You gave me that game. You said, yo, Chief.
That's hard.
And it's on record.
Yeah, that's hard.
You say, yo, Chief, sometimes, you know, you got to remove yourself to allow new blessings to come in. I took your advice. I removed myself. A month later, I was employed and doing what I love again.
Damn.
Amazing company, bro. Like,
now,
and you said faith.
Yeah, faith.
Faith is believing that you said, I don't want to butcher it, but you was like, yo, faith is removing yourself from something you don't feel fulfilled from and knowing that God is going to send something that will make you feel fulfilled.
Regardless. When has God never not provided?
Amen.
And this is when you know you get into an elite level of your relationship with God, if that's even a real thing, is that sometimes even if it seems like God's not providing, he's still, God, I don't want to say God's still providing.
Absolutely.
And that's important. And that's why this sounds crazy, but my anxiety has really been so bad lately. It's been like robbing some of my peace. You know what I mean? And as I'm figuring out a way to like manage it, I got to remember that like, even if the worst was to happen, if God allowed it, then you're still in the best graces. And that's a hard pill for people to really conceptualize.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But it's like, again, lean out to your own understanding. It's kind of like when people die, right? Like you ever been in a place in your life where there was a friend or a family member, somebody going through some type of hard times, and then you know, what do? You start praying. You know what I mean? You start praying because you want to see them get back to their health.
Yep.
But I've learned that as many people that have transitioned in my life, it's like, you know what, God, there's been a couple people that I asked you to keep around and they definitely gone. You know what I mean? They definitely transitioned to the next phase in life. And sometimes when that happens, especially depending on how close you are to those people that left, people, they turn their back on God, you know what I mean? And because they don't understand, because they like, but I prayed, but I asked you though, you know what I mean? Like we all prayed and you still took them. So what was the point? And I understand that logic because I've came to that same conclusion. It was like, yo, like we done literally had the whole family on like prayer warrior status, you know what I mean? And you still let them go.
Yeah.
But it's bitch ass niggas walking the earth every day.
Amen.
You know, but
faith.
And also I really got to look at, you have to submit to the word of God. Just how we having all these conversations about we want women to be submissive to it and stuff like that. But like, it's funny, like men want women to submit to them, but they don't submit to God. And the ultimate way you can submit to God is by when God lets some shit happen in your life that you don't understand, you got to find a way to be okay with it.
Absolutely.
Regardless of
God don't make mistakes.
Regardless of what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna get off that. So,
man, I could see you having your own church in the future too, man.
I don't know, man.
Nah, you speak with a lot of conviction.
Yeah.
And that's important, right? And like when you speak, you give hope. And the church, right, is a way to give people hope and give people faith, but
True.
you also have a way of like speaking to the hopeless, and you don't even see that. I see it on your interactions on the gram.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these people comment to you like, yo, I needed to hear this.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fan, you know what I mean? Not only am I an employee at WTF Media,
Yeah, no, for sure.
a private contractor, you know what I mean? I'm a fan of everybody here because everyone
Yeah.
here has been great to me. So I want to see you win.
Thank you.
And of course, I read your comments and I read the interactions, and it's adults like, yo, I really needed to hear this. Like this word changed my life. Where else do you hear that? You hear that in church.
And in a lot of ways, I think this is church. That's why I think podcasting is so important. And I want to get into your podcast in a minute, but I think podcasting at its highest potential is that. You know what I mean?
Amen.
It's like give somebody the opportunity to hear something that might help them get one step closer to figuring it out. Everything don't got to be serious. You know, we can have fun too, you know, but at the same time, like at the highest potential, even if it's fun, like through the fun, through the substance, we want to make sure that we inspiring people to just take it one step further, bro, because life is hard, bro.
Absolutely.
Life is hard. Like sometimes I think my life, I don't really think my life is that hard. I deal with my challenges, but then sometimes I hear the stories of other people and it's just like, I can't imagine walking through your shoes.
Come on,
I can't imagine going through what you're going through or what you've been through. You know what I mean? So,
even through our struggles, we got it really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, you know, with the flag around my neck right now, every year I send my parents, or at least I try to send my parents to Haiti on vacation. I haven't been able to do that for like 3-4 years. And it's not because of that C word. It's because of the violence going on in my country right now. The gangs taking over my country right now. It's basically a no-fly zone. Imagine that. You can't even go home.
That's scary, bro.
Scary.
Your homeland. No fly zone in your homeland. It's not safe.
We're sending like shipments of food, clothes, underwear, t-shirts for them to get to eat because there's literally nothing. Just violence and gangs. People scared to go outside. Kids scared to go to school. We got it good here, man.
Yeah,
with all our anxiety, with all the stuff we go through, we know where our next meal is. We can go take a shower. We can go to dinner.
Oh, God.
Sleep AC on, blasting.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Even
you just got to say thank you.
Even if you don't got the AC, because New York be on some whole shit with this not having central AC.
Word.
Even if you don't got that, you still got it good.
You got it good,
You don't got to worry about like nobody busting up in your crib like in Haiti, bro. They fucking died. The president got off, bro.
Yo, imagine that.
That president got
your
off.
own people.
And you want to talk about, like you said a moment ago, like, you know, sometimes you feel inspired by what I do. I give a sense of hope.
Absolutely.
Imagine how hopeless it can be to see probably what should be the safest person on the island get assassinated.
And his wife get shot.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, brother.
Yeah, it's spooky. Hey, bro, all the Haitian people out there in the world, that's in the diaspora, whether you in America, no matter where you at, shout out to y'all, bro. For real. Shout out to y'all. I don't think y'all story get enough news coverage. I don't think y'all story get told enough. I don't think people incentivize why people should care about Haiti enough, especially when you consider the blood that flows through Haitian people because of what they overcame.
Absolutely.
How they overthrew.
1804, the first independent land.
You know what I mean? That story don't get told enough, but then we know why. I know why. I got my assumptions.
And that's why the Haitians gravitate to you, man. You got that Zoe energy.
Hey, bro, they're good people.
You got that Zoe energy,
I want to talk about you and your podcast.
Yes, sir.
What do you love the most about having a podcast?
Opening up the door for others. That's what I enjoy the most.
Telling people stories.
Telling people stories. Passing the ball. Opening up the door for others. Like, when this podcast game for me is all said and done, and someone goes, yo, what's Chief's legacy in podcasting? Everyone's gonna be able to say, yo, he was the assist man.
Right.
He was the point guard of this shit. The point guard.
Yeah.
I didn't care about scoring.
Yeah.
The point guard don't care about scoring.
Yeah.
But I threw a lot of alley-oops.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm going to be known as.
You put people in position to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or I was a bridge that connected them to the team that they went on to win.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be known as.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and the reason why that's so special, because for some people don't know this and some people may never learn this, but your life gets a lot better once you realize the real happiness comes from giving.
Amen.
You know, the real happiness comes from what you can do for other people. it's such an interesting thing because like in America specifically, we socialize to like bring it here. You know what I mean? Bring the W here, bring the rewards and the resources and the money and the gifts and everything here. But like for me, I've learned time and time and time again that nothing feels better than when I help put a play in motion that helps somebody else win.
Absolutely.
It's when you put happiness in somebody else's basket. You know, put happiness in somebody else's hands. It's like, oh, that's what it's really all about because it's selfless. You know what I mean? Like
And we live in a selfish society.
right.
Everyone wants to be the champion.
Right. Everybody wants to be, and it's like, bro, being the champion is being a reason why somebody's happy.
Yeah.
That's being the champion.
That's being the
You
champion.
know what I mean? Like I can make myself happy all day. It's my body. You know what I mean? So I know what I
Absolutely.
need. I know what I like. I can make that happen. But when you play a part to somebody else's success, or you help them you create a platform so they can tell their story, so they can reach more fans.
Absolutely.
Those fans now listen to that person's music. Now they ended up buying merch, or they come to the show.
Yep.
Or they just a long-term listener.
Yeah.
Streams convert to dollars.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? Like
Yes, sir.
all these different things. It's like, you know, it's just better to be of service.
Absolutely.
What's the most challenging part about your podcast? What's challenging about it? And I know you got some answers for this.
Oh, man.
Cause this shit hard, bro. Podcasting is simple, but it's not easy.
I mean, consistency for me is like the most challenging part. Sometimes I get in my own way.
Mm.
A lot of the times, actually, I get in my own way because, like, I'm big on quality over quantity, right? It's always good to put out content, but I'm like, yo, I could do that. I could come here every week and just film and just put out something with no substance that's gonna have no
Yeah, that'd be
replay
easy.
value.
That'd be real.
You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
like, and I think by trying to search for perfection in this space when you don't even fully understand it,
Mm.
is what holds me back the most.
Hey, bro. When you don't fully understand it, I feel you on that.
You know what I mean? That's
I
a
learned
challenge.
the more I try to get better at this, the more I'm humbled by it, and I realize that I don't understand.
And you
about
up.
this. I mean,
Halfway up, like
mean,
you up. You
listen,
doing your
bro,
thing.
Even with that being said, right? Like, even it's funny when people say that because, like, a guy I met the other day, he was saying like he wanted to have a conversation with me because, like, he's like, this guy understands it. I'm like, is that what it looked like to you? You know what I mean? Because to me, like, I'm happy to know what I know, right?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing, but it's so much I don't know, and I realize that because podcast constantly humbles you. Even now, like, I'm having this podcast with you, and I'm wondering, like, damn, am I taking this to the height that it could be, right? And it's subjective whether you could do that or not, right? But it's just that thought alone, like, I look forward to getting to a place in podcasting where I'm not wondering that. You know what I mean? Where I just know.
Yeah.
It's just something that I'm being it. I am it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. You that guy.
Yeah. you
Nah,
know what I mean?
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I go through the same challenge, right? It's
Yeah.
the same thing. Consistency is the number one thing. And just figuring out like what I want the podcast to be, right?
Mhm.
Do I want it to be like independent journalism where I'm like, yo, Wolf, let's have a conversation. It's just the way we talk all the time.
Mhm.
Or do I want to have like co-hosts and talk about current events, like what's happening in the world?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Tough,
the
bro.
stuff that you could get from 20 different other podcasts.
It's tough.
You know, finding my lane. You know, each one teach one is powerful. That's a
Yeah.
powerful proverb.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to be sitting on my podcast talking about tits and ass all day.
Mhm.
It's like, is that really what each one teach one represents? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I definitely have felt the pressure to join in on some of those things. You know, I definitely have. Like when I first started my podcast, I had a completely different idea of what it would be in comparison to what it has become. And it's not that I'm not proud of the podcast now,
Mhm.
but it's hard, bro. It's hard balancing it because at the end of the day, what we want to do is we want to grow and scale the brand, right? Because when we grow it and we scale it, we increases our chances of making more money. We increase our chances of converting a person to $1. And not
Yeah,
to make them
absolutely.
sound like they're just, you know, a sale, but you know, we do
Monetary
this-
gain. You do it for that.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's like it's not about the money, but at the end of the day, like we're two people who we want to provide for our families. You know what I mean? So it would be nice if money could come from
Yeah,
the
of
podcast.
course.
And one thing that I've struggled with it. I'm struggled with this question about how willing am I to play the game that everybody else plays in order to get a little bit further. And it's an interesting thing because I don't want to be the stubborn artist that is like, nah, y'all come to my world. You know what I mean? Everybody just completely come to my world, because I tried that. You know what I mean? I literally, there's at least 16 episodes of my podcast. And, you know, maybe that's not enough. Maybe that's not even really considered like trying. Maybe like I need to give it 50 episodes or something, maybe 100 episodes. But I've made it episodes that I wanted to be 100% of like what I like, and it didn't perform like I wanted it to. And then I found myself like, okay, let me put a toe into like what they got going on. And then I seen it perform well. You know what I mean? Even me doing like relationship content in general, that's something that I never wanted to do. Never wanted to do that. And then yet I see the numbers and I be like, damn, like I can't.
Why do you think it connects with so much people?
And that's the whole point of me saying all this, because the thing is, a lot of the mainstream things is the most relative. It's the most relative.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things that like I like, that's like dear to my heart, I'm a niche type of nigga. And I've learned that through podcasting. You know what I mean? I've always knew that I was different. I always knew that like I like the lyrical rappers. I like the things that are not as salacious. You know, I'm a fan of intelligence. I always knew that about myself. But in my mind, I thought there was a lot more people like me out there. And I think that there are. But the challenge is finding them. It's not that they're not out there. It's finding them and connecting with them so y'all can build community, and then you can make money with people that
like-minded.
That's like-minded like you. But those people are hard to find. Because the algorithm is responsible for who sees us.
Yeah.
And the algorithm is like not negotiating with us about like what type of people it'll feed us to. It doesn't negotiate with us. It'd be like, listen, you give me something I can work with, and then I'll fuck with you. You know what I mean?
And find the people that'll fuck with you based off what you give me.
Right. You know what I mean? And so what I've learned is that the algorithm has been a lot more tolerant with me once I gave it a little bit of what it wanted. And I want to congratulate you on getting married soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My fiance is in the back. Hi, babe. She said the Chiefs will buy one, get one. Wherever she go, I go. Wherever I go, she go, man. That's like probably like the highest accomplishment in my life thus far was getting down on that one knee.
Yeah.
The top accomplishment in my life.
I think that's, in the gender war society that we are currently living in, I think it speaks so strongly of you to want to be married in this time and in this era. I believe in marriage. I think, to me, marriage is the only way out this bitch alive. You know what I mean? Like, I really believe it for too many reasons. You know what I mean? Sir. Finances, spiritually, emotionally, health. You know what I mean?
Companionship.
I mean, how many statistics prove that like we live longer with a partner?
Absolutely.
Family.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I really commend you on being the outlier in this generation, because we're living in a world where people on the left and the right side is talking about everybody ain't shit. You like, nah.
I'm sorry. I mean, hey, the people you with ain't shit. Like, everyone in my life is the shit. My friendships are the shit. My brotherhood is the shit. My family's the shit. My partner's the shit. Yeah. Like, and it's just what it is, man. My life got better when I started praying. It also got better when I met my partner.
You know what? Every man who get ready to get married or is married says that. Yeah. That's how you know it's some truth.
My life got a lot better when I found a purpose.
Your life got better once you met your fiance.
Absolutely.
Should I say wife or fiance?
Fiance. She ain't my wife yet. She's gonna be though.
Right.
Don't say that to my dad. My dad thinks she already has the last name, but she's gonna have it next year. Like, my life got incredibly better when I met my partner. It just did. Like, even the way we met was like a movie.
Can you tell us how your life got better since she's been in your life?
Absolutely, man. I could start with like physically, right? She found me a new primary doctor. I was black men. Let me speak for myself. Like, I didn't really care much for the doctor. At all. Like, and they say black men are afraid of the doctor, but I think our women are the ones that probably should be afraid of the doctor with all the statistics that happen in pregnancies and stuff like that.
Oh, but shout out to Dr. Jennifer Charles. We talked about that.
Absolutely. So that's like minor, but not like helping me find a new primary caretaker, helping me find a new dentist. So that's just for me, right? On a physical life level. But every year I've been with my fiance, 7 years now. Every year I've increased my financial by at least a couple $1,000.
Every man says that too.
Every year,
the bags start coming through.
Every year I've been with this woman, I've doubled up my salary. No, not double, but I've added.
Increased.
It's increased.
Yeah.
It's every single year.
And
it has increased because of the motivation and then the support that she gives me. This podcast started while we were together. I didn't have a podcast when I met this woman. I didn't. Then I was like, yo, babe, I think I'm going to start a podcast. And she didn't go, oh, just like every other nigga.
So she supports your podcast?
Absolutely. She was like, you should. She supports my podcast so much that she's a podcaster now. We have a podcast together, Meet the Chiefs.
Even if she probably didn't want to be at some point.
But she wanted to support me. And everything I do, she supports me. And I never really had that aside from my mother.
Yeah.
You know, you're always going to be like, I'm an only child, right? I'm my mother's only child. So I was spoiled. I got everything I wanted. My mother did the jobs nobody would want to do to provide for me and put me in a private school.
Yeah. Which is not free.
Which is not free.
Yeah.
Right?
Mama's busting ass.
Always. And in my mind, like I'm like, I will never find a woman that loves me as much as my mother. But I did. I did. It's a different kind of love. But I did. Yeah. And when I found that woman, through the trials and tribulations, I told myself, this is somebody I cannot lose. This is somebody I want to build a foundation with. And this is somebody I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like she was it for me. And I've been through the circuit, you know what I'm saying, with women. You know what I mean? Like every man has, right? But then when I met her, I'm like, yo, she just leveled my life up, man. Like wholeheartedly. Like before I met my fiance, I was driving illegally. No, nothing.
Like without a license?
Without a license, without nothing. My fiance taught me how to drive.
She cleaned you up.
She cleaned me up, set the road test. Dude, go get that.
Yeah.
Go get that. Got that. Yeah. My fiance did that. My fiance like, yo, you gotta go to the doctor. You ain't getting close to me if you don't go to the doctor. Found me a new doctor. I always had I bought grills when I was younger and it fucked up my teeth. My fiance is like, don't worry. You working, you pay for your benefits. We're gonna get that cleaned up before the wedding. It's done now.
And these are a lot of things that you probably knew that you wanted to do at some point, but
absolutely.
You kept putting it to the side, sweeping underneath the rug.
Yeah.
She helped you prioritize that.
She helped me prioritize myself.
Yeah.
Not prioritize the relationship.
Yeah.
Prioritize myself.
Yeah, so you could be good. For you
could be good. Like I paid off 2 credit cards with her showing me the proper way to budget.
Man. Hey man.
You know what I'm saying? Like paid them off, all that. So I say all that to say this, man. The biggest investment I made in my life is this woman. The biggest investment I've ever made in my life. And I'll do it again.
Wow.
With pride. And I'm gonna do it again when we finally walk down the aisle.
What are some how did you know, bro? How did you know? Because like you said, you've been through the ringer before. It's like you wasn't born yesterday. There are women that you've met, there are women that you've dated, women you've been in relationships with in the past, but there has to be, because no man just you don't do this unless you know, bro. You know what I mean? You don't decide to be like, I'm gonna be off the market. No more pussy, you know what I mean? No more none of these things unless it's I'm literally separating myself from the quote unquote unlimited options in the world, right? I'm separating myself from that because being here, committed and devoted, mutually exclusive to this human being is way more precious and important. But what did you see? What did she show you that convinced you that I don't want nothing out here?
Bro, honestly, everything that I tried didn't work.
What do you mean?
All the stuff that I did in the past that helped me get the traditional bad bitch. Let me take you here. Let me take you there. Oh, yo, we getting on a plane. We doing this. Yo, we going to this restaurant. We gonna take this trip. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Trying to show her this lavish lifestyle that I can bring to her. And none of it worked. She was just like I could do that for myself. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see Chief. I want to know
something.
Yeah, who are you? You being Chief right now. I'm not interested in Chief. I'm interested in Elton. And she held the mirror up. Like, yo, I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that other shit you used to do with them other bitches, like,
just work on you.
Just work on you. That ain't gonna work for me because I've been on my own since I was 18. I'm college educated, like, at the highest of level. Like, I got my own money. I got my own car. I got my own everything. So all that don't work, man. Show me who you are. Like, what are your values? And then I showed her the Zoe values, and she was like, "Oh, this is different.
This is what she liked.
Yeah, this is different. Oh, you open the door, you say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a gentleman. Like, oh, you're a mama's boy, but it ain't the whoosh, mama's boy. It's the mama's
not
boy.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, not in a bad way. Oh, okay. Oh, you smell good too. You don't smell like weed and disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fellas, make sure you need go get clean, okay? Maybe spiritually, in a metaphorical sense. Some of y'all smell like weed and disappointment, my nigga.
Yeah, you know like you pray too, huh? You pray. Like you pray.
Relationship with God.
Yeah, you have a relationship with God.
God-fearing man.
And once I noticed, like, everything that she liked about me was everything I was. I already was, but I was just like hiding. Like, cause I thought, like, to get the bad bitch, you gotta be chief. Like,
because usually, to me, it sounds like what you're saying is like, to get the other girls the way that you got them, you didn't feel comfortable just being what you already were to get them.
Yeah, like, no, I had to be the character.
Let me pull the wallet out. You know what I mean? Let me pull the smooth moves out. You know, not that you're not smooth. You know what I mean? But
absolutely.
It's like, let me extend myself to overly prove. I need to like overcompensate. You know what I mean?
Overcompensate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Overcompensate that, like, yo, like, I'm worth
flyest outfit, like, you know what I mean? And then to a woman that's just like
super game and all that shit. Let me say the smoothest, wittiest, whatever type shit. But you didn't have to do that.
I didn't have to do none of that because she wanted to see the person. You know what I mean? And when I showed her the person was enough.
And is it easier being the person?
Absolutely. But I still gotta be chief sometimes with certain people.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? I gotta, but with her, I didn't have to be that. And then I met her family. And it was like the icing on the cake. There's several other things that happened. Like the first time she invited me to her home to visit. It took a while, right? And when I got there, like I walked into her place and then she was like, all right. And I walked into her room and I had like a towel, soap, toothbrush, everything like staged to the side for me. And I was like, oh, she was like, yeah, that's all your stuff right here. Like you could freshen up, whatever. Hospitality, right? I'm gonna start your breakfast. And I'm like,
not I'm gonna go start the breakfast.
I'm like, wait, what?
Hold on.
And she was like, yeah, and after breakfast or whatever, you could put on whatever show you want to watch.
What she make?
Chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles with eggs, right?
That's hard.
So the nurture, and I'm like, oh, the chicken and waffles, the nurturing aspect of it, right? And it was a whole weekend.
Yeah.
Because the reason I got even invited down there was to go to one of her close friends' wedding. So I wasn't gonna stay in a hotel. She's like, yo, you could finally come to my place, you know, and I'm gonna show you, like, this is different. You know, I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the bedroom. She was like, yo, let me do my thing.
Yeah.
Serving me on a platter.
Yeah.
When you talk about the wars of submissive and all that, now this was a wife right there in the girlfriend stage, just doing wife shit.
Hold on. I think that's important. Let's ruminate on that for a second.
Yes, sir.
She already showed you that she was wife ready. She had the potential to be a wife already.
Absolutely. Bro, before I even got on that coach bus to go upstate, she called me on FaceTime with a notepad and a pen. And I was like, yo, what's up? She's like, yo, you on the bus yet? I'm like, nah, I'm waiting for it. She's like, all right, good. What are some of your favorite foods to eat in the morning? I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, what is this, a game show? I thought she wanted to play. I was like, well, I like eggs. She's
trying to cater to you, King.
She was like, eggs. She's like with bagels, with plantain, like with what? I was like, just like scrambled eggs with like toast, I guess. And she wrote down toast. She's like, what is some of the stuff you like for lunch? I was like, I don't eat lunch. I'm Haitian. Like, we just had breakfast and dinner. Like, like I don't know, like a hero sandwich. She was like, I was like, yo, babe, what you doing? Love, she's like, I'm making you a menu.
A menu.
She was like, you're finally coming to visit me, and we're not going out to eat. You already spent the money on the ticket.
Wow. And she helping you. She concerned about your finances.
Yeah, she said word for word. Like, I'm making you a menu. You're gonna have a different meal 3 times a day for this 3-day weekend.
She making sure you got food in your stomach.
Absolutely.
She making sure you're not overspending excessively on your finances.
Yep.
She's making sure that you're prioritizing your health.
Absolutely. Making sure I'm comfortable, soap, towel, wash rag, everything.
Right.
And I'm just like, yo, this is like, it's just different. It's not what I'm accustomed to. You know what I'm saying?
Of all the women that you had met before, it's like it's not
even you can't even talk about it. It's not comparable.
non-comparable.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna attract what you are. And I wasn't worthy.
You wasn't worthy.
I wasn't worthy. So I attracted what I was worthy for.
What did you have to do to become worthy?
Hold the mirror up.
Accountability.
Hold the mirror up. Accountability.
But what does that get like deeper into that on a granular level? Like when you held that mirror up, what did you see that had to be changed in order for you to be worthy to be this woman's husband?
I had to just believe in myself. Like, yo, I am enough. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the times, and again, I'm gonna speak for myself, right? A lot of the times, like the person that I wasn't a bad person at all, but it wasn't a good person either. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't out here, I'm not a thief, so I wasn't out here robbing people, doing anything to women. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't an evil person, but I wasn't a good person.
You needed work still.
Being a good person is going out of your way to make people feel valued. Being a good person is going out of your way to make people feel comfortable.
You feel like you wasn't doing that?
I only cared about myself. And you're not a good person if you only care about yourself.
Even when you are a good person.
So I met a woman that showed me I'ma care about you enough for you to stop worrying about yourself. Start worrying about others. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's powerful.
Like if Wolf got static, I'm there. Like, what's up? That's up. Like that care and that love came when I realized, like, yo, somebody got me. You know what I mean? So I ain't always gotta be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Someone really got me. She was like, yo, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you afraid of the doctor? I'm gonna find you a black doctor
that you're gonna feel comfortable with. Come on, bro.
Make you feel comfortable.
Come on, bro.
And then, you know, about meeting me and the family, like anyone I dated, like meeting the family is important for me because, again, I'm Haitian. Yeah. We're very family-oriented people, right? And I never had the opportunity to really connect with a significant other's family member like that, young, stupid, you know what I mean?
So then, and I even love when you speak about the family aspect to it, because a lot of the time when we think about the person that we're going to spend the rest of our lives with, I think a lot of people only see it as just that one person, when really it's like that person is connected to a tribe of people. And that tribe of people, like you marrying her, but by marrying her, you marry them too, though. Yeah. Like you said, like the Chiefs, we 2 for 1.
We 2 for 1.
But with her, it's 2 for 1, though. Yeah. So I don't think a lot of people understand that a woman's family is an important factor. We don't get to choose our families, you know what I mean? So some people's families are quote unquote better than others. However, that's something that's important when it comes to decision making of who you're going to be with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's probably the most important, right?
They're going to be there whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
In some type of capacity.
You got to know your partner. You got to know where your partner come from.
You got to know
where your partner
come from. Why is that important, Chief?
Man, it's important because, again, it's not going to always be peaches and cream, right? But I need to know who you are and who your people are. You know what I mean?
Who taught you? Who raised you?
Who raised you? Because I could be madly in love with you, right? But maybe your parents might be like stereotype my people. Now, that's an uncomfortable companionship now because I know that your family doesn't like Haitians. Right. And I am the self-proclaimed biggest Zoe. Yeah. So now the Thanksgiving going to be uncomfortable.
It's going to be uncomfortable.
You know what I'm saying? So there's small stuff like that. Or like you may come into my house and my parents are like, oh, she's not Haitian. He never chooses a Haitian. Yeah. But it was never that. You know, the love I got. First of all, the universe, again, when you talk about faith, the universe is just weird. In a good way. In a good way. Like, sure. I remember one time we were having a regular conversation, not even dating yet, the talking phase. And she's like, yo, what you doing tonight? I'm like, I'm just preparing for my mother's birthday. She goes, when's your mother's birthday? I go, tomorrow. She goes, you lying. I'm like, nah, my mother's birthday is 12/10. She was like, my mother's birthday is 12/10. So she's doing the same thing I'm doing, preparing for her mother's birthday. Our mothers are born on the same day.
These little signs from God to let you know there's something going on
Something
here, y'all.
going on
You know
here.
what I mean?
We're
Yeah,
born
something
4
going
days
on here.
apart.
Yeah.
So our birthdays are together. We celebrate birthdays together, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then, you know me, a man of, again, when someone holds up a mirror and goes, yo, just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we're on FaceTime, I would see her mother in the back. I'll go, good evening, ma'am. And then the good evening, ma'am, turn into, hey, ma.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mother's like, oh, hey, son. What's up, handsome?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not, Chief wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, your mother, oh, tell your mother I said, what up?
Yeah.
That's what Chief would
But
do.
this is what she's inspired you to become.
Exactly.
And it's family, again, it's men or women, right? But since I'm a man, I'm going to speak to our women. It's so important to become familiar with a woman's family because a lot of the time, what you'll see in the family is things that might be buried deep within that woman. And that's nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? But like sometimes if a woman comes from a less than ideal family situation, you can trust and believe that some of those traumas that she picked up from her
Absolutely
people
are still going to be there.
it's in there somehow, some
Yes,
way.
sir.
And you know, it's only a matter of time until they come out, like they do with all of us, because we all have traumas from our families, even from good families. You can still inherit traumas because no parent does the job perfectly.
Yeah.
Therefore, they drop the ball in some area.
And when you become a part of that family, you start to hear about, you know,
For sure.
they may include you in some of the conversations about stuff that have happened, the relationship you build with them, right?
Mhm.
And then you could use that information to now help your partner work through the traumas that they may have. You know what I'm saying? So it was just important. Just let me see where you come from, because I'm proud of where I come from,
Yeah.
as you could tell, as
Nah,
the
we
viewers
know.
could tell.
We know.
So you're gonna meet my people,
Yeah.
and you know I want to meet your people. And her people were just like, they were just perfect.
Mm.
You know, even through the family trials and
You
tribulations.
like
though,
what you saw.
not only did I like what I see, I like the way I was treated.
Mm.
Like the first time her mother saw me in person, her mother just burst out into tears.
Wow.
Like, yo, you're real. Like, not real in the sense of a real nigga, but like, yo, you're here.
Really?
Like, it's our first time. So we just, hey, ma, hey, son, on
Yeah.
FaceTime. We built a 5-month rapport
Veronica,
virtually.
what type of niggas was you bringing around before? Mama crying and shit. Like, hold on.
Yeah, she was just happy. And those tears were tears of like I think she just knew, man. The mothers know. The mothers know. Like those tears was just like, yo, yes.
Let me ask you this. I think you're qualified to answer this question as somebody who's you married. You at this point. You know what I mean? I'm saying fiance because I'm being like matter of fact.
My ring coming. She wearing hers.
but
Mine is coming.
Your commitment is everybody knows. You know what I mean? Everybody
Yes, sir.
knows, you know. But my question to you is, in your perspective, in your opinion, you know, how should a man prove he's worthy to be with a woman? What are some steps that a boy or a man, what are some things that he need to have top of mind? What are some things that he need to be doing in his life to create a safe space for a woman to be like, oh, okay, he's ready he's serious about being with me? Because you would know about that. I mean, you literally have gone through every step of the evolution at this point.
Absolutely, man. And I think knowing that an evolution is needed is the first step. Knowing that an evolution is needed is the first step, right?
Podcast over, y'all. We done. We done.
Nah, you feel me? Nah,
Yeah.
for real, because you got to get yourself right before you find the right woman. And I wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And when I got myself right, I found the right woman. You got to make sure that you are worthy. For real, bro. Like some of the stuff I put up with in relationships, bro.
In the past.
When I think about it now, as the man I am today,
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You should be ashamed of yourself,
like
bro.
that.
Some of the stuff that I put up with.
Hindsight always 2020.
Hindsight is always 2020. But the reason I put up with that is because I wasn't worthy. The universe is going to give you what you are worthy for. Always. So if you're not getting a desirable relationship, or you don't have a desirable partner or an evil partner, it's because you are evil within yourself.
Or if you, I'm so glad you said that, because there's so many people, right, that are like living every day like, when am I going to meet my person? When am I going to find my person? But what you just said is that the universe, essentially what you said is the universe will give you what you're ready for.
Absolutely. Always.
If they not here yet,
you ain't ready
you're
for
not
them.
ready for it.
That's a fact. I made a joke in my group chat with the homies, like, yo, had I met my partner when I was a rapper,
Would have fumbled it.
I would have made it.
You would have made it?
That's what I said in the group chat. Had
What
I
you mean?
met her while I was a rapper, I would have made it.
I get what you're saying.
Because she would have supported me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my homie Blue, my brother, was like, nah, if she met you as a rapper, she wouldn't want you. The version of you that she met,
you wasn't developed enough, King.
You weren't worthy.
Yeah.
Your brothers will hold the mirror up too.
Yeah.
You weren't worthy.
When they really your brothers, they will.
Yeah, you weren't worthy. So I had to get myself right first, right? Really get myself right, and that's just not financial. Like I've never been.
Sure.
I've never been a bum.
Men always focus on the finances. It seems to be the only thing that they be.
Nah, we get more money the older we get. We all know that. You know the
what about your spirit?
Your spirit,
energy,
your relationship
health,
with God,
your mental health.
Your mental health.
You know what I mean?
I was off, bro. Like I was off. But then when I got myself right, we met when I was like in the transition and getting myself right. Like we met when I was running around the city with a millionaire. So just that energy, being around that millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Like going to clubs, nightclubs and stuff like that. And that was me coming out of my element too, because I'm not the club goer. Yeah, I don't like crowds. I don't like socializing with people.
Maybe that's why we like each other so much.
That's exactly why we like each other so much. Sure. I'm like a introverted extrovert. People say it all the time. Like I could work a room like no other, but I'd rather be in my house watching The Office with my pit bull between my legs and my lady on my shoulder.
Can I just say, there is a running joke about you in the WTF family. It's a good joke. It's a good joke. Because like he just said that I could work a room like no other. One thing about Chief, bro, every room he gonna come into, he gonna shake every person's hand and introduce himself to every person. So it's not enough that the person next to him already heard, like, I'm Chief, I'm da-da-da. It's not enough. He gonna be like the next person, direct eye contact, firm handshake. I'm Chief, I'm from the Each One Teach One podcast.
Yes, sir.
Big Zo. Next person, same thing every time. You know what I mean? Same thing every time. I just had to put that in there.
Yeah, because I gotta show everybody that same respect.
Right.
I wore glasses here. I don't have them on in the interview. It's rude. I'm speaking to a man I respect. I'm gonna let you see my eyes.
Bro, you come from values that's just I don't want to say they harder to find because there's a lot of good men out there. You know what I mean? But like you represent hardcore values and you like hard body stand on your values.
Always.
I think that no funny shit, but like niggas like you need to have kids. Niggas,
amen. You know what I'm
saying? And I don't want to say, let me redact that.
Amen.
Men like you need to have children.
Yes, sir.
Because once you have children, you contribute like what the world needs. You know what I mean? And it's not like your kids is like, oh, the world needs is like, you know, give my kids to the world. It's not that at all. But like the values that you believe in and that your wife believes in, it's like when y'all, the reason why the government don't want black and brown people to be married is because they give birth to stronger people when it's done the right way. And if you give birth to stronger people, they're going to do stronger things.
Yes, sir.
They're going to create change.
That's the mission.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And you and your wife, y'all are the perfect candidate for giving birth to people that's going to help the world be in a better place, bro. So I love like everything that you're saying. I appreciate that you stand so strongly on your morals and your values. And it gives hope, bro. Trust and believe, because, bro, listen, the shit I'm going to tell you when we get off this. It's a lot of bitch-ass people in this city, bro.
No, absolutely.
It's a lot of bitch-ass people in this world, bro.
That's why you got to have a different version of Wolf. You got to have a different version of Wolf. The Wolf I get, not everyone deserves that Wolf.
And so I've learned. I recently had to learn the really hard way.
Yeah, that's life. You got to take the bumps in the road. You have to. That's how you learn from them.
Yeah.
Like I told you, you could ask 100 people about me. You're going to get 100 different answers. But the one answer that's going to be consistent is that man is not a thief. He'll not try to.
Most important.
That'll be the most important. He'll never try to talk to your woman when you're not around.
Yeah.
And he just has a different level of honor and integrity. You may not like it. You may think it's too much, but that's just who he is.
Let me tell you this story. I was in elementary school. My dad was picking me up from school. I always wanted a Game Boy when I was a kid, but my parents didn't have the money to give me one. So this one kid had a Game Boy, and I took his fucking Game Boy, bro. I took his Game Boy, you know what I mean? And I took it, and it was the first time I had ever taken something, right? And the boy was flipping out because, you know, he had it in his locker. The lockers didn't have locks at the time, though.
Yeah, elementary.
I must have been in like third grade or something like that. And he couldn't find it, so he let the teacher know. The teacher got everybody in the classroom looking. But I was very startled by all the energy that went into helping him find it. It's like I didn't really I knew it was wrong, but I didn't really understand how wrong it was. And so anyway, he never got it back. You know what I mean? Because I had that bitch. And my pops picked me up, and I told my dad what was going on. And you know, I was shocked to hear I was shocked to hear what he had to say about it, right? And then I was like, what if I took it? Like, what would you say? And he was like, I would turn you in. I was like, what? Like, I was so shocked by that because I'm thinking like,
man.
You my dad, you know what I mean? But I'm not understanding the fundamental building blocks of becoming a man. It's like, it's not that I don't love you less. It's that I love you less, son, that I would turn you in. It's I gotta turn you in because I need you to know what you did was wrong.
It's wrong.
And we need to fix that shit right now.
Your dad is important. So
you don't turn to grow up to be an adult who still stands.
Yeah, dads are important.
Fathers are important, bro.
Fathers are important, bro.
Listen, my next question for you.
Damn, it feel good to be on the opposite end of the table.
It do.
Like, just I feel good having this conversation with somebody I know really values it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like somebody I could be vulnerable with. You know, I ain't gonna be walking a show just for clout. Like I'm in the circuit now. Nah, I want to speak to someone that I know values like my story, because it wasn't always perfect, you know. And I want to be able to be open, and I know I could be open with you because you just real.
For sure, bro.
Real attract real. But go ahead, brother.
For sure. And also, before I ask the next question,
did I answer the evolution question fully? I don't want to have
bro,
the viewers
bro, I literally said the podcast was over.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
You didn't need to say nothing else.
All right, say less.
After that. Listen, have you ever had any I need you to be as honest as you can about this. You know
yes,
what I mean?
sir.
So if it's a simple answer, that's fine. But as a man, have you ever had any unrealistic expectations in your relationship? Have you ever had any unrealistic expectations for your now wife, fiance? Was there anything that, like, in going into the relationship that you kind of had to like change your perspective on it a little bit because maybe you wasn't seeing it in a realistic way? Like, and if you need, I can give you an example.
No, I have them.
Okay.
I have them. It's gonna sound like foolish, and it's gonna add.
It's supposed to. It was unrealistic.
Yeah, it's gonna add like to the man versus woman, you know, debate as well of like who's supposed to do what in gender roles.
I get you.
So growing up in a household where my mother would come home from work, cook dinner, and put out food for my dad 1st, and then put out food for me. Like that was the priority. There was no such thing as I'm tired in the Haitian household. That's what I grew up seeing. And they're still married now, happily married. Like they've been married 35 years now or whatever. But that's what I saw. And I never really had a woman of substance. Respectfully, I don't mean this
respectfully. No disrespect to any of the other women.
I never had a woman that was of substance for me. Because maybe they have that for wherever they're at in life now. The version of me. And
by substance, do you mean, because I do want to clear that up so women can understand what you mean by what does a woman of substance mean in Chief's eyes? Like
just having the core values, a woman that is nurturing, a woman that is caring, not submissive, but understands I'm the leader.
Yes.
You know, the core values.
Because a woman can understand you're the leader without, quote unquote, technically being submissive.
Yeah, absolutely. Just that understanding.
I think that's something that's really important to get
that understanding. Like, yo, you know, we're a partnership for sure, but the tough decisions and that scary room, I'm going to walk into that room. You'll never have to walk into it. And if I don't walk back out, I want you to go be happy. Like, I needed a woman to understand that, you know, respectfully, but... So growing up and seeing that, man, like when we first moved in together, like it was like, yo, you're working 40 hours, but I'm working 40 hours too. Like we're both working 40 hours, but who's gonna cook? I can't cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, but how does that look? You know how that looks like? Oh shit, the woman has to cook. So I had an unrealistic expectation of my fiance to come from 5 classes, work from 2 to 8, to come home and fix us dinner.
You had me at 5 classes, bro, for real. Then you throw the job in there?
Yeah, you throw a job in there full time, right?
Tough.
But then what made it unrealistic is that she was doing it. And I expected her to be happy. That was where it wasn't realistic. Like, she was doing it because she felt like it was her duty to do it. She wasn't doing it because she wanted to do it. It's a difference between serving you and loving you. That was different. Very different, right? Because I'm going to serve you because that's my job, but the food wasn't made with love. And it's always gonna taste different if it ain't made
tired.
with love. Because she's
She's really
tired.
not balanced right now.
So now that woman that showed you how to put yourself first is now putting you first in front of herself. How is that fair?
She's suffering from it.
What I did for you, now I'm doing for you and not for myself. And once I realized that shit was whack, that shit stopped. I learned how to do my little, 1-2. It ain't gourmet.
It ain't as good as you, but like,
Yeah, but
whatever to do to alleviate the pressure.
to
off your
alleviate the
shoulder.
pressure. And we gonna always eat because I'm always have money. That's just what it is. Like,
This
yeah.
nigga different, y'all. This nigga different.
Nah,
Different.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Like the home cooked meal is ideal because it's made with love and it's made by the person I love. But my person I love just came from a 16-hour shift. Man, we gonna order out whatever you want
On God.
on God. And then you can go to sleep with your stomach full. And I'm gonna go to sleep with my stomach full. But more importantly, you're gonna go to sleep happy.
When did you know you was different, bro? For real. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, when did you know you was different? When did you know that you wasn't like everybody else, bro? I'm serious question.
I mean, like that 8th grade story when I started the gang was one indication like, yo, you gotta chill. Like you got maybe too much influence
Yeah.
for your own good. But I think that when I understood that the person I was just like, man, just different because of like, I knew I was different when my dad became my best friend.
Explain that. Because I don't even know what you mean by that. Like, what you mean?
Like for the time where I needed my dad the most, he was my enemy, was when I was a teenager. Because I thought I was a man. I was fucking, I was flagging. What you telling me?
All in the streets.
What you telling me? I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a thief. I'm not all the things.
I love how you always make sure to clear that up.
Yeah,
For
ever.
real.
I never sold drugs. I never stole. I'm not a thief. I'm not that person. Because in the Haitian community, that's the worst thing you could
worst
do.
thing, yeah.
But I wasn't a good person. I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? I was fucking.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what are you gonna tell me? And I stopped speaking to my father for about 1.5 years. And that was the worst time of my life. From when I was 17 to when I was 19. You could say it was 2 years.
It's a long time, bro.
I
And
stopped
speaking
talking to my dad.
Somebody as significant as your father?
I was living in a house with him, walking past
That's
him.
even tougher.
My mother crying every night. I could hear her in her room about our feud.
Yeah, because it's bringing her.
It's bringing her.
She losing peace. Breaking her heart.
And it was just terrible, man. And in my mind, at that age, I didn't understand it. I thought I was a man,
I
right?
went through the same thing, bro.
You know what I mean? Because when you, like, I'm doing all the stuff men do, right? What is a man going to tell me to follow his lead? I'm my own man.
So you think that men do?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got a girlfriend. She's spending the night. I'm doing this. I'm working. I'm making little chump change. I'm rapping. I'm out here. I'm from my block. All my homies, there's no disloyalty. It's a brotherhood.
Young and dumb.
I'm just young and dumb.
For real.
And then I just like, I've had like, there are like 3 times in my life where you're that term, like when you're just like snap out of whatever you're in.
Yeah,
They
it's
call it, what is it
Like
called?
eureka, like a light bulb moment.
Yeah, like a light bulb moment, right? I think it's more than that. It's like where you don't even remember it. Like, what is it called? I think it's like I was in a trends or something.
A trance?
Yeah.
Like I snapped out of it.
Yeah, like, no, I like, I don't want to lose the train of
No,
thought.
you're good.
But we're
you're
going to
good.
get back
yeah,
to
yeah,
it, right?
You're fine.
The only other time that I've ever, it's like twice, was that time with my dad and the night I proposed to my fiance, where I just went to the bathroom. I prayed.
You blacked out. Is that what it is?
Yes. I went to the bathroom. I prayed. I came out the bathroom. I went to the DJ and I said, yo, play this song. I showed him my phone. It was Wale Matrimony.
He already knew what time it was.
15 minutes later, sparkles, bottles, people screaming. And I was just, if you ever see the video, I just had a blank look on my face.
Bro, you was on like...
Oh, you saw it?
Yes, bro.
I was just like...
You're insane, bro. This look that you be having is mad intimidating, bro. But that's how serious you are.
I was just like... And then she saw it. Yeah, like
he's insane. This dude is nuts, bro. He just looking with like...
Yeah.
Like, this is the most serious man on planet Earth, bro. He ready to die behind this shit.
But I don't remember it.
You blacked out. That's literally what it means to black out. You was in a state, you was in a flow state.
Yeah.
It's the same flow state that allowed Kobe to drop 50 on the
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Yeah. No, for real. This is a fact.
That's why, like, she catches me at night before I go to bed just watching the video over and over.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, why do you keep watching that?
Because you wasn't there.
I was like, because one, I wasn't there. And
like, you was, though, but like.
I wasn't. And it's the greatest moment of my life.
Mm.
Who wouldn't want to replay the greatest moment of their life?
Thank God it was caught.
It was caught on every different camera. But back to my father, right? So, and it was idiotic, man. And I will never forget, my mother was going to Haiti, and I led the prayer
when she was going back.
She was going to Haiti to visit her sister, rest in peace, who recently passed away.
God bless.
And I led the prayer. Like, whenever my mother's going to Haiti, like, I lead the prayer, and I pray in Creole. My fiance has been a part of one of those prayers too, and I led the prayer. And I was holding my dad's hand. And when I started praying, he squeezed my hand. Yo, this is crazy. I could cry right now.
You know, God has a way of doing these things.
He squeezed my hand. And in the prayer, I ended with, Bon Dieu protège ma maman pour juste arriver à Haïti. God protect my mother all the way until she gets to Haiti. And my mother responded, Mon Dieu pendant Haiti, bridge my son and my husband back together. We all let go hands.
It was done.
I hugged my dad. My mother started crying. I started crying. My dad started crying.
Just a crying family.
Yeah. And I was like, actually, it was the second time I ever saw my father cry. The first time was when he sent me away on a one-way ticket because I caught a case to Fort Lauderdale, and I thought I was never coming back. He was sobbing like a baby.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I gave up on my son. And the second time was when he was like, I got my son back. And since then, we've been like,
hey, man.
You know, the Haitian proverbs, like, on every episode from my dad. And I'm just happy I got him back at the right time. He got me back at the right time because that was the transitional period where I was like, yo, maybe I should do this. You know, maybe I should do that. I could still rap, but I could do this. I could do that. I could, you know, maybe I ain't got to sag my pants that low no more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could tuck my shirt in, go to church every Sunday with my mom again.
Maybe fighting for this way of life is not really worth that much.
And then I say it to her all the time because she loves my dad. Her and my dad are two peas in a pot. Like, where she at? My dad don't go nowhere. Was front row at her graduation, smiling like showing all his teeth. Like, yo, when she used to come visit, she'd be like, yo, you want something to eat? Come, move. Kicking me off the chair. Move. Move.
Yeah.
Let her sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
she comfortable.
Yeah, I was gonna let her sit down. I'm a gentleman. Like,
I'm sure she loves that too.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sure that's such a nice warm feeling
what you
to
want?
know that like a family outside of my family treats me like family.
Like, what you want? You want Chinese? You want my wife to cook?
Yeah. You wanted to get up out of bed right now?
Like
3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, like,
get your ass up.
Yo,
Not playing.
And he loves her. He would. Yeah. He loves my partner. And I'm so grateful for that love that he has for her. Because I never seen him. Like, she unlocked a new version of my dad. So that's how I knew it was another reason why I knew she was the right person.
Yeah.
I brought women home before, and my dad would just be like, all right,
went the same way.
Yeah, he's like, keep playing around in garbage.
Yeah, I was about to, you definitely told me a really funny story.
He would say that. He was like, yo, I'll jouer à fatra. Go play with trash. You know, you're young. I know what you're doing. Damn. But when he met her, he was like,
how I go again? What'd he say?
I'll jouer à fatra. Like, go play with garbage, respectfully. That's what he would say. Damn. But a part of that is not that they're garbage. I'm garbage.
Could have said that shit to me. I'd be like, thank you. Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a bad person, right? He's like, go be evil with your bad people. He was like, go playing garbage because you're garbage.
Just tell me I ain't shit. Like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he met her and it was just like night and day. And it was just the scenario where they met too. Like, my mother had to go away. Not jail, obviously. Had to go away to take care of a family member. And she left her husband back home. And my girlfriend at the time would search up how to make Haitian meals on TikTok and cook it and tell me, bring that to your dad. So I would go over there to the house and I'd be like, here, Veronica said, you know, in case you didn't have food, she made this for you. And he would open it and it would be a Haitian dish. And he'd just be like, I was like, she just looked on the internet.
She's not even Haitian.
Yeah, she just looked on the internet.
She's like, what these niggas like?
Right? Let me just make it,
Yeah.
right? And then he already liked her, but then to start to see
that's
stuff
what
like that.
Men are simple, bro. And I know, like, sometimes people make fun of how simple we are, but listen, something like that, hell yeah, that's screen wife quality.
Like my
you
wife,
fucking right.
My wife is away, and my son's girlfriend knew that.
Come on,
And
fam.
she cooked
And she
something.
thinking about me.
She's thinking about me.
She know I could use a little love.
So how do you now tell that person when they come and go, hey, dad,
That's nurture.
you come into my graduation,
Yeah.
to the guy that doesn't even go to like funeral. He doesn't leave his house.
He don't do none of that.
He was
He
like,
said, but for you, I'm gonna
yes,
make
I
this
am.
exception.
He was like, yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, for real? He was like, yes, I am.
You know he don't even roll like that for real.
And I could give you the photo to put, if you want, on the screen.
Showing all the teeth.
Showing all the teeth. Smiling like a proud dad that made it.
Because he is.
You know what I mean? So just when I got my father back, man, that's when I became the chief you met. The chief you know.
And that's why
Was when I got my father back.
That's when you knew you was
That's
different.
when I knew I was different.
Because you understood at that moment that, like, my ego cannot be bigger than the program.
My ego cannot be bigger than my teacher. Not the program. Because I'm a mama's boy. I'm submissive to my mom till this day. I do whatever my mother says. She gave me everything and I'm going to give her everything.
Everything, yeah.
But my teacher is my dad. I'm a lover because of my mom. I'm a man because of my dad. That's just what it is. Respectfully to all the single mothers out there, you cannot make him a man.
Yeah.
I could have did no wrong in my mother's eyes. When the cops came knocking on the door, my mother said it wasn't him. She's always going to say it's not him. I am the only living being that she pushed out of her body, that she carried for 9 months. When I was failing in school, my mother said it was bad teaching.
I love that, though. Yeah. I love that. But I get what you're saying 100%, and that's why it's so important to raise a child in a 2-parent household.
And you have to.
I know shit happens, but the balance.
Salute to all the single mothers out there. I love y'all.
Man.
I'm a mama's boy. But I'm going to look at my camera to say that I am a lover and I know how to treat a woman right because of my mom. But I know how to lead a woman right because of my dad. That's just what it is.
I have a couple of questions left. I want you to give these answers as... don't rush through them, but try to be as efficient with them as possible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No. Before I even ask you that, what's the hardest part about being a leader? You don't got to skip through.
You got to always, you like, the hardest part about being a leader is knowing you got to always come up with the answer, even when you don't know it. You got to always have the answer.
That was a beautiful response.
Even when you don't know it. And then when you do come up with an answer, you got to believe in it. You have to. Because the person that you are leading, they believe in you. That's the hardest part. Like, for real.
That was amazing, first of all. You aced that.
Yeah, you be gassing me, bro.
I mean, listen, I'm a podcast. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for when I ask these questions.
Yes, sir. My brother. My brother.
My next question is, what does loyalty mean to you?
Everything. Everything. Loyalty is everything. That's just nothing else needs to be said.
Understood.
If you can't be loyal, how do you live? How do you live? How do you be disloyal? Because if you're not loyal, you're disloyal. There's no in between.
I can't wait to tell you about this disloyal story.
Yes. Like, think about it, right? Like, you see how everything in life has balance, right? If you're good, then you're not what?
You're not bad.
So if you're not evil, if you're not loyal, then what are you?
It explains itself.
Everything. Loyalty is everything. And loyalty, at sometimes the devil will test your loyalty with everything in life.
Oh, for sure.
It could be in your relationship. It could be in your friendship, right? But then you got to know how to come back when the devil's knocking on your door and you let the devil in, right? You got to know how to kick that motherfucker back out. And sometimes that comes with an apology. Sometimes that comes with a sincere sorrow. But it just has to depend on the level of the disloyal act.
Yeah.
There's certain shit you can't come back from.
What is the most important... No, excuse me. What is the most consistent lesson that God continues to teach you through your fiance?
Love is real. That's it. Love is real.
That's it.
Like, love is real, bro. She loves me on my good days. She loves me on my bad days. She just loves me, bro. And aside from my mother, like, and it's a different type of love. Like, you know that you are right where you need to be when you can honestly say that you love somebody more than you love yourself.
Mm.
And I love my partner more than I love myself.
It's hard.
That's a fact. I ain't even trying to drop bars.
Yeah, no, I know.
Everything
I
do in life, from a bonus to a raise to whatever, a new shoe, a new book.
It's all for her.
It's all for her. My partner is my purpose. And I never had a purpose. I didn't.
That's hard, bro.
Like, you gassing me up again.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm not. I'm just.
Nah, it's the truth.
It's
man.
dope. You know,
my partner is my purpose.
Listen, we live in a world, bro. It's not gassing you up because we live in a world
it's where lacking.
We do not hear men confess their unwavering love for women.
Amen.
We just don't hear it, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, when the last time we heard a man be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for a woman?
That's true.
That's the flyest shit in the world.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
That's the flyest shit in the world. It's like, nigga, I'm Superman for my queen.
Always.
In every way. Don't find out. You know what I mean?
Don't find out.
Like, we need to hear more of that. So
I'm also prepared to die for my queen too, but I want to live for her though. I'm prepared always to die for my lady, but I tell her all the time, I'll die for you. But you know, the way you make me feel makes me want to live for you.
Yeah. I'm like, I die for you, but I'm feeling like living.
I'm feeling like to live for you. I like that. I like living right now.
I'm feeling like living today.
I feel like living today. I feel like living today. But the world knows. Her parents know.
Yeah.
Her father knows. That was important for me.
Oh yeah.
When I asked her father for her hand in marriage, that was important to me.
I personally think that the most important thing that a man can leverage, and I mean leverage in the most like genuine way possible for a woman, is his life. And I don't mean that necessarily it means that I'm ready and willing to die for you if ever need be. But the thing is like, to see you flourish, to see you continue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see you be, if there was ever a time where a decision had to be made, I want you to know that decision is always in your favor, no matter what it looks like for me. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not that I don't want to live. You know what I mean? I definitely want to be here.
Absolutely.
I want to. This beaches and mansions and whatever. You know what I mean? All type of shit. But it's just like,
I'm also okay with whatever.
I want you to understand that, like, if God is your biggest protector, it may be your dad or your whatever's under that, however that goes. Just know, I want the next slot I could possibly get to being your biggest
Absolutely.
protector. And we need to hear more men say that, bro. We need to create a world
Absolutely.
where women just feel safer and right. And again, I want to commend you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for being that, because like,
always.
I hope that when women hear this, that you give them hope that there are great men still out here, because there are.
Amen. They are, absolutely. But that great man might need your help, because I needed my partner's help.
Right.
I didn't know I was a great man until I found a great woman.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. The universe is going to give you what you're ready for.
I got one question left for you.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I might make it too.
Now, we could keep going, man. I'm on wolf time.
I'm going to wrap it up because it's getting late. When you finally get some alone time and you're praying to God and you're all alone, what kind of things do you talk to God about?
I start every prayer first, like saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. Like, for everything. Thank you for...
That's off top.
Yeah, everything.
That's literally off top.
Then I ask to continue helping me grow, continue helping me become a better person, continue giving me good health, because in order for me to be the best me, I got to have my connection with God and tell God thank you, right? And then I follow that with thank you for waking up my fiance.
Mhm.
Thank you for waking up our family members and friends. Thank you for
Mhm.
keeping them healthy.
Mhm.
And thank you for covering us with all your travels.
Mhm.
And then sometimes, like every so often, I ask God, like, why me? You know, I'd be like, yo, why me? Like, thank you, but why me? Like, I could have been, bro,
A million different ways this could have turned out.
this could have turned out. You know what I mean? Like, I went to Fat Bible funeral.
Mhm.
I went to Mula funeral.
Mhm.
I went to Drop a funeral.
Mhm.
Like, those my brothers.
Once again,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to Boom P funeral.
Mhm.
Like, every real
Good men.
good man,
Mhm.
I made sure to say goodbye in person.
Mhm.
And the viewers are gonna know these names.
Mhm.
Like, those my brothers. You know what I'm saying? But the wrong left. You know what I'm saying?
For
The
sure.
wrong left.
100%.
And I won't be here with you. You
Mhm.
know? So besides saying thank you, sometimes you be like, yo, why me, man? Like, thank you, God, but like, why
Yeah.
me? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Why'd you
yeah.
save this woman for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why I meet Wolf? Why'd you send me to WTF Media? I could have
Yeah.
still been in other studios
Listen,
trying to,
man, plenty of ancient, raggedy ass studios you could be at.
you know
right
what I'm
now.
saying? Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Like, every journey starts somewhere, right? But why did I meet Wolf? Why did I meet the one engineer that would not only support my brand, but add value to it?
Yeah.
This WTF Media has a bunch of great people
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of great engineers. But on that first ever interview was Wolf and T.
It was meant to be.
So you know
bro.
what happened when I went to the WTF link up? I found the bosses of WTF and I told them a Wolf and T meeting to meet.
Man, and you did. And you did.
And I always will do that.
Who got the video of that shit? Please send it to me. Please. I gotta find it. I gotta drop
I
it.
asked to
because-
speak to Weezy and Alex in private, and I told them exactly what I felt in my heart.
Hey, the same way he was looking at Veronica when he got on that knee, I promise you. I promise you. That's why I say we got to run a joke about this nigga. Literally, it's a joke, bro. But it's like, but it's the best joke, man. Like, we're not laughing at you.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, bro.
It's just different. I'm different.
That's why I asked you, bro. When did you know you was
Haitian
different?
proverb from my dad, man. When people treat you good, you got to treat them better.
Mm,
I live by that.
mm,
You treated me good.
yeah,
T treated me good.
yeah,
WTF Media treated me good.
yeah,
So I'm not going to stop. And every time I see y'all, I'm going to treat y'all better.
yeah.
That's how life works.
It's real, gang.
My brother.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Take this moment to say something to a future child. Take this moment to just share a message. It doesn't really matter how serious, how non-serious. It doesn't really matter. But just take this moment to just share something to a person that's not here yet, you know?
Damn. Yo, this
Anything. It don't matter.
Man, you ain't here yet, but I love you. I can't wait to meet you. Understand that mommy was the scholar and daddy was the worker. Anything you want to do in life, like, I'm gonna support you. You could take mommy's route, you could take daddy's route. You're gonna always have my support as long as you're not a thief. As long as you're not a thief, and you know, and just I gotta be honest, like, if you're a girl, you're gonna have the world. I'm gonna make sure I give it to you. And if you're a boy, I'm gonna make sure I'll show you how to get it. That's what I want to say to my future kids.
With that being said, I appreciate you for being
My brother, I appreciate you, bro. This is long overdue.
Long overdue, you know what I mean? But timing is everything, man.
Amen.
I think
Timing
this
is everything.
Good timing. I think this was a really great episode.
Thank you. I'm
haven't
happy.
Yeah, haven't even heard it back yet, but I already know.
Yes, sir.
And again, I started the episode off giving you your flowers, but I want to end the episode off giving you your flowers. Thank you for being a good friend to me, bro.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Thank you for allowing me to be your friend.
For sure. I really appreciate it, bro.
Yes,
because
sir.
New York City is filled with
I'm not your friend, I'm your brother.
family. Absolutely. New York City is filled with some ancient ass people. I've met them. I've been through them. I've been around them. I've been around people that I thought could be my friend. You know what I mean? So I really understand the value of just good human connections. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir.
Good
It's
human
important.
connections is not a guarantee on this spinning globe. They're here, good people all around this motherfucker, but it's kind of like that algorithm we was talking about earlier. It's like we're not in control of how soon we meet them and how many of them we meet. We can just pray and hope for the best. And, you know, I'm glad that I met one of the good people in my life.
Yes,
story,
sir.
bro. For sure.
Yes,
And I
sir.
just mean that for real. On some-
My brother.
Yeah, for sure. And with that being said,
Now, before you sign off, can I leave you with one thing, though?
for sure.
Thank you for those flowers.
For sure.
But I also want you to be stingy with your energy, bro.
Yeah, I gotta be.
Like, not everybody deserves the wolf I got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really, really think about that. Like, cause you show up yourself every day, bro.
Mhm.
And I love that. But sometimes you gotta put on a mask for niggas.
Gotta protect the energy a little bit
Amen.
more. And with that being said, this is the outro. The religion, the spirit of the brand. Whenever I'm working, I will remember that done is better than perfect. And if I'm satisfied with my work, then that does mean that I'm living in my purpose. This is Chief. I am Wolf. We are out of here. And before we leave, remember, we must stay healthy.
Peace. Yes, sir.
That's it.
My brother.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it. Yeah, for
Babe,
sure.
what you think? Amazing. The best episode ever.
Nah, she gassed it.
No, I'm not. It was really good.
Yeah? Good. Yeah, let's go.
Man, can't be nothing less, man.
Thank
Come
you,
on.
my brother. Thank
course,
you.
of
Thank
course.
you for allowing me to come on the show.
Can't be nothing less.
Thank you for allowing me to come on the show.
Of course, man. Of course, man.
You had fun, babe? Those are some fire questions.
No, they
God
were really
damn.
good.
Really good?
Really
Yo,
good.
I
I loved it.
thought I was gonna